Are you a business owner who shuts yourself off to learning, shuts yourself off to the advice of those who have been there before? If so, you're not going to be a business owner for very long. That's the topic of today's Freedom Club podcast.
Welcome to the Freedom Club podcast, where we discover the fight for freedom, fulfillment, passion, and purpose. Your host is Kurt Mercadante, Gallup certified strengths coach, an agency founder who is dedicated to coaching individuals seeking to level up their life and their businesses. The Freedom Club is about unlocking your talents, turning them into strengths, and crushing your objectives. You can learn more at kurtmercadante.com. Welcome to the Freedom Club.
And happy Mindset Monday, everybody. This is the Freedom Club podcast. I am your host, Kurt Mercadante, and I am in a wonderful mood this fine Monday. I'm in a great mood because my wife was out of town this weekend and she's coming home tonight. I miss her dearly. I love her dearly. I'm so happy she's coming home. By the same token, I spent some quality time with all four kids this weekend. Just hung out, had some fun. Went out, ate out, watched some movies together. And so while I had a wonderful weekend with them, some QT, I'm so happy my wife's coming home today and I'm in a wonderful mood. Of course, I'm very happy and grateful that you're here listening. Whether this is your first time listening or your 110th time listening, thank you for being here. We continue to grow each and every episode. And every time I look at the stats, it warms my heart to know that we have listeners all around the world. It blows my mind. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And you know, today I want to talk about something that I've noticed, not just recently, but over the last year or two. And that is, there's a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, whatever you want to call yourself, who they struggle and they seem to reach out for help. But really deep down, I think what they're doing is just trying to confirm the direction they're already headed, and they're not really interested in advice, help, mentoring, coaching, whatever. And I know, listen, I'm in my third profitable business. And when you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, it can be lonely. You can feel like you're out there on an island with no one really to help you to confirm your good ideas or to tell you when your ideas are bad or not so great. That's why I'm a coach. That's why I think what I do is so valuable. But so are mentors, so are friends, so are support networks. And I think as a business owner, one thing you have to realize is you're not the first person ever to build a business. And you're likely not the first person to build a business in your space or industry. You're not the first person to struggle with sales or branding or whatever. There are people all around you. Maybe they're on LinkedIn. Maybe they're in a Facebook group. Maybe they're in a networking group, your local chamber of commerce, your local Rotary, whatever it is. Maybe it's a relative, a friend, a colleague. There are people in your network who have done it before. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And if your knee-jerk responses when they offer help are, I can't, or will that even help me? Or something like, I know better, then you're not coachable. And more importantly, you're not serious about success. You know, the number one thing I've learned over the years is that I don't know everything. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I was arrogant and I thought I knew everything. And it took some failures and some humbling experiences really to slap the shit out of me to teach me that the key to success is to always be learning, always be curious, always be a student. That I need to humble myself and ask for help, and more importantly, to accept help when it's given. You know, as the CEO, as a business owner, you have to decide which advice you'll take or not take. Listen, there are some things, some pieces of advice, even from people who have gone before you, that maybe just don't fit your strengths. Maybe they don't fit who you are. Maybe they just don't work with your style. That's fine. Still listen to the advice. Use what you can. Use what works. Discard what doesn't. But take the advice. Listen. Continue to grow. Continue to learn every single day. Because if you're not even open to listening, real listening, Not when you just are facing someone, they're talking, and your ears are shut off. Your mind is shut off because you're waiting to respond. You're waiting to shoot back at them. Oh, I know better. I've already tried that. I can't do this. I had a discussion last week with a struggling business owner, and I just asked questions, and I could tell from the outset that he wasn't coachable. He wasn't serious about accepting any help whatsoever. We're actually in an online mastermind group. And I said, have you talked to this person, this person, this person? They've crushed it in your same exact space. Yeah, but I don't know how their advice could help me. He didn't even try it. He didn't even want to take their advice. There was another business owner. She's an apparel company. And I heard that she did the same thing in that same online mastermind, that people offered help and she responded with, I can't do that. If you can't do it, then why are you doing what you're doing? If you've tried everything, if you've been in business for a year or two and you're struggling to make sales, why aren't you asking for help from sales experts? Hell, I know 3 or 4 sales experts that I could ask right now if I need help. And you know what? I'm going to listen to their advice. Sometimes they give me advice that I just don't take for whatever reason, smartly or not. But I always listen to the advice because continuing education is so important. And I'm not talking about going to school and getting your MBA or another degree or doing any of that. What I'm talking about is continuing education. And education is different than schooling. Education is calling up Richard Moore or Mike Cassavant or Roger Wilkerson, 3 excellent salespeople, and bouncing some ideas off them, letting them guide me, letting them teach me. I'm 43 years old, and yes, I'm still learning every single day. And if you're a business owner who is not willing to do the same, not just pay lip service to learning, not just paying lip service to continuing education, but fully opening your mind and yourself to advice, to new things, to stories of success from people who have done it before. Just because perhaps your ego gets in the way, because you're just so committed to doing it exactly how you want to do it, then you're not serious about being a business owner. You're not going to be a successful business owner, and you will continue to struggle. So my friends, always be learning. Always dive into continuing education. Whether it's reading a book, listening to podcasts, talking to people in your network, not being afraid to ask for help when help is needed. And when that help is offered, opening your mind, not just your ears, to what other folks have to offer you. Because yes, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, it can be lonely. You can feel like you're all alone out on an island. But it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way at all. So I hope you have a week filled with freedom and abundance. This has been your Mindset Monday edition of the Freedom Club podcast. I am your host, Kurt Mercadante. We'll talk to you Wednesday. Thank you.